Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I decided to switch things up a bit and play Guns of Icarus. If you've never heard of this game before, you have no idea what this game entails, which is definitely a possibility. It's not the most popular game out there, and it is an indie game. It is essentially an airship game that is highly dependent on teamwork. You have someone who is going to be your pilot. He is going to be the pilot of your gunship. You have a couple of people that are going to be repairing everything that's going on because you're going to be getting shot at by people using guns on other ships, and usually the objective of the game is to take out other players' ships, and it's very team oriented, which is mainly the biggest appeal of it. I actually haven't played this in a couple of months. A bunch of my friends stopped playing a while ago, but because I noticed that there was a very large update, they put in a lot of new features, I figured that I would go and check out what has changed. And I'm glad that I did, because this is a really fun game. And one of the things that I'm having a lot of fun right now is I'm finally figuring out what weapons do well against certain parts of the enemy team ships. Like, for example, there's certain weapons will do really well against taking out the enemy team's blimp, and if you are able to destroy that and the enemy team isn't able to repair it quick enough, they will descend to the ground and it essentially makes them a sitting duck. You can also take out their motors so that they can't maneuver very easily, so then that you can just kind of run circles around them. And then eventually you want to take out the enemy team's hull, which is, if you destroy that, you destroy the ship entirely. And so it's this very cool system where you have to think of, well, what weapon am I using? What part of the ship should I be aiming at? And how is this going to allow my team to take advantage of it? If they're just a sitting duck and you take out their blimp, well, then you can just have a heyday and then switch on over to your main cannons. Your pilot can get into a maneuver or a position where you have a line of sight on them with those weapons, and then you can finally take them out. It's a really cool and team-oriented system, which honestly makes it so much fun, in which it distinguishes itself from a lot of the other games out there. That being said, though, the one kind of annoying aspect of it is that if you're not playing with friends and you're just kind of playing with randoms, which is definitely viable, you can still do that, it kind of can get a little annoying where you're with a pilot or you're with a bunch of engineers or even gunners who don't really know the system, which kind of makes sense because this does have kind of a higher learning curve than a lot of other first-person or video games out there. So it does take some time to learn things, but when you're with a pilot or other people that don't really understand how to get into a position, or they just don't really know what's going on, it can kind of be frustrating where you're just kind of flying around randomly and you're just getting blown up by other people that know the system a little bit better. And because it is so team oriented, if you aren't functioning as a cohesive unit, you can get taken down a lot, and that can get a little frustrating. But on the other hand, if you are working as a team, you are working with a bunch of friends, that's when this game truly does shine. And I had some moments where I was with a pilot that knew exactly what was going on, and we had these awesome duels with other ships. He would line us up so that our forward cannons could take out the enemy team's motors, and then once those went offline, we were able to get alongside of them, and then everyone switched to the side cannons and the side weapons, and then we just blew the enemy ships into smithereens. I felt like I was a pirate on the high seas, but up in the sky, because these are, of course, blimps, and they were just these amazing moments that I've truly never experienced in any other game that I ever played, which was just awesome. And so if this is something that appeals to you, which it should, you can pick it up on Steam. It's currently on sale. It's very cheap right now, and I'd recommend that you also have a bunch of your friends pick this up as well, because as I said, if you're playing with friends, it becomes a lot more enjoyable. But that is about it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed just kind of this switched up gameplay from the normal Battlefield stuff that I normally produce. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.